Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chat with Lindsey and Neely.
Hey, y'all.
And we got the Bears in here first and second. Can you believe that?
Already?
I mean, it's going to be a good day.
Hi, friends. I haven't watched their live stream from last night yet, but
I
I'm really curious to know if Miriam had any fun accessories on.
oh yeah, I did. So I tuned in for the live stream, but like really quick. These days, I don't get an entire live stream. Like I don't sit and watch any of them. I intend to,
Yep.
but like I get a little chunk, maybe another little chunk later on, and that's it. So last night I got a little bit of the live stream, and that's all I had. That was it. And usually I'm doing something else at the same time, so not just listening, not really paying attention.
It's fair. It's super fair.
Yeah.
I fail to be on live streams actively unless they happen to be at the right time of day in the middle of the day for me.
Oh yes.
And we're not in the thick of like school lessons. And
Right.
summertime is the ideal time, but then it's also, summer. So we're out and about and living our life.
Yes.
So I have to watch replays on double speed.
Yes. Yes. Although it's so funny about live streams, like it's so much more fun to watch it when it's live. Like, why is that? I mean, I guess there is the interaction part where you could put in
Right.
a comment or whatever, but I don't put in a lot of comments when I watch live streams. So I'm like, but then there's just something, it's not as appealing to click on a 1 hour long video after it's not live. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I kind of waffle, not waffle, but I kind of ebb and flow would probably be the right way to say that between like wanting to be live and wanting to have the replay so that I can listen to it on double speed. If I could make the live
Yeah.
stream go double speed when AI does that for us, I'm
Yes.
in. I'm
Yeah.
in.
When the AI knows the future enough to be able to make it double speed
Yeah.
while they're like live talking, that would be great. If they could just figure that out.
If you could just work on that,
Yeah.
AI
Yeah.
developer peoples.
Yeah. Janice is here, third. And Jen is here. Hello. Risa is here. Jennifer is here. Evelyn is here. Jen says she missed the stream last night, went to bed early. Hey, I'm not going to say that's a bad choice. That's a fantastic choice. Woke up yesterday at 5 a.m. I was so exhausted. Yeah, there are some times where I'll wake up early and I'll be like, this is great. I'm going to get so much done. But then I'm just so tired in the afternoon or like right before bed. Like, oh, it wasn't worth it. Next time I'm just going to try to go back to sleep.
Yeah. I don't understand the going back to sleep thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
Should
Oh,
we pause and let people know what's in our mugs today?
well, Sing It is not here yet, but well, that I've
Sing It
seen.
is not here. But
But
maybe she'll start at the beginning and
oh,
then
we watched
she'll
the replay.
catch up.
And then she'll
Yeah,
feel very special that we're thinking of her.
that's right. Sing It, we're always thinking of you.
Always. All right. Well, it's super boring. It's just coffee with cream, like always.
Mine is not boring if I can
Yay.
not spill.
Not pour it all over your.
That is half a scoop of chocolate core KetoChow with stevia and some non coconutty coconut milk to kind of add a little bit more richness in my fat, and then also some hot water.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
probably good. Otherwise, it would be
hot
pudding.
chocolate.
Yeah.
it,
Um.
yep,
So no
it would
coffee
have
in
been very
this.
pudding.
This is
No,
hot.
no coffee.
Okay.
Today, side note, I have actually only had 2 cups of coffee, which is abnormal for me, but
Yeah.
you try
How is?
something different every day.
Yeah. You were trying to reduce your coffee intake. Is that still going on?
Yeah, I definitely think that I have sort of I haven't made a big deal about it for myself. Like that is key
Yeah.
for me. When I
Yeah.
make a big deal about it, then I get kind of like worked up about it, not necessarily in
Yes.
a negative or a positive way, just kind of like amped up. And so I've just kind of like tried to pull back a little bit. Like instead of actually having like a cup of decaf in the afternoon like I normally do, I think, oh, well, I can push that off for a little bit longer. Let me do another task first. And that seems to be helping quite a bit. And I've also been just doing the Coco Loco from Salty in the evenings as a hot chocolate. But today I
Mhm.
wanted to have something a little bit um, more
Substantial.
filling
Nice.
because, it's the lunch hour here. So
That's true. Yeah, it's still 10 o'clock here, so this is my mid-morning cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
had a single cup this morning and then had one more a few hours later, and I
look
was
at
just like,
you.
this I don't know if it's the right choice, but it's the choice we've made.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that the way
So
all health goes though?
that's true. You said non-coconutty coconut milk. What do you use for coconut milk that is
So
not
it's that So Delicious brand. So it's the liquid cartons that you get that
right?
are in the refrigerator section. And that one for me, I'm not a huge fan of coconut
Yeah,
anything, to be honest,
yeah.
but that one does not come across as highly coconutty in my palate. So that one is the one that I'm, working on right now. I've been trying to steer clear a little bit harder from like almond things in
Mm,
general. I
yeah,
haven't purchased almond milk in what feels like forever.
okay.
So,
Yeah, same.
yeah,
I don't use
I
it.
don't, but I really don't like canned coconut milk because
Yeah,
that is a very strong taste in my palate. So,
yes.
there you go.
Yeah, I only like it in certain things. I don't like coconut milk in my coffee. I can handle
Yeah.
the MCT coconut milk powder mix that I do, with the
Right.
collagen. I can
Mhm.
handle it, but I still don't like it as much as heavy cream, so
I mean, when one has the option between coconut or cream, you always pick the cream.
and if anyone ever, says in a video or something that this coconut milk creamer tastes just like cream,
Run far away.
I
Run.
don't trust their palate anymore because obviously you are not discerning taste.
We're not the same as what you say to those people.
Fine if you like it, that's fine, but if you tell me it tastes the same as cream, I'm like, "Sorry. Sorry."
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
definitely not my jam.
Jen said that she ordered her, KetoChow and salty order yesterday, and Chris asked what she got, and she just wrote it down here. 2 packages of Clean Slate, chocolate toffee,
Smart.
caramel macchiato,
Classic.
baked potato, and vanilla cream. Those are solid,
Nice.
solid, solid. I see,
Very versatile pack of
yeah,
goodies coming your way.
I see you like the caramel toffee flavors. That's a good choice. And then vanilla is I mean, I think the vanilla cream is so good that it stands
Mhm.
on its own, but then you
Yeah.
can also make it into any flavor that you want.
Mhm.
That is also a fantastic choice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I find it makes some delicious waffles. Not chaffles full of cheese, but like waffles.
Waffle waffles.
Delicious. I
Yeah,
shouldn't say delicious. That sounds goofy. I'm sorry.
okay. It's very endearing. We
To
say it all
some.
the time at our house. Um, let's see. Infinitely Blessed is here, and Cool Keto Couple is here from Ontario,
Cool
Canada.
keto
Um,
couple.
and Progress and Transformation is here from New York City.
Very cool. Hello, y'all.
Yes. Oh, Jen says
Oh,
she's gonna put the black licorice extract into the vanilla. That's a good choice. I still need to do that. I haven't experimented. I got the anise extract, which tastes or smells just like black licorice. So we'll see how that goes.
mhm.
Um, okay, Evelyn's asking, because of the aversion to coconut, is that why you don't love keto brains? That must be
I
it.
really think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I still need to try using it in something that's more of like a smoothie kind of a thing, like maybe mixing it with some strawberry kind of flavors to sort of help kind of ease that
yeah,
coconuttiness because I do think that the product is a good quality product. I
yeah,
just haven't found the right way for me to use it yet.
yeah, yeah. And there are lots of products out there like that where it's
Yeah.
like it's a great product and perfect for somebody. For example, I had the carnivore bar reach out
Mhm.
a while back and they were like, "Hey, can we send you some carnivore bars?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, that'd be great." And so we had them, we tried them, and we did the review video and
Yeah.
they're a great product. Like I really respect the quality of the ingredients that they use and they're really helpful for some people. And so after we did the video, they were like, "Hey, can we send you some, periodically so that you can do shout outs for us?" And I had to be like, no, I don't think that's gonna work out. I mean, first of all, I have a lot of companies that I work with already, so my plate is full, so to speak.
My
Um,
dance card's loaded.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But then it's just not the kind of product that I personally find really useful in my everyday life. Like it's, very high fat percentage when I tend to be a lot higher protein than fat. And it's just, and so for me in my life, it didn't really work and didn't make sense for me to be continually, showing it and promoting it. But that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the product and
Right.
it's really great for some people. Like I'm really glad for that. And so for you, and same with me actually with the keto brains. I ordered keto brains and tried it, and it was great for while I was trying to, stay dairy free for a while, and it was, fine. I didn't really notice the mental benefits that are touted.
Yeah.
Didn't didn't notice anything negative. But it was the
Sure.
same thing. It's
That's a
like
plus.
I love the idea of the company. I think they do quality work and I want to support small businesses, but for my own, personal everyday life, it just didn't quite fit in. Not everything has to. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Just because something is good doesn't mean that it's necessarily a good fit for your life
Right.
in the season you're in.
Yeah, well, and then also when I do share like multiple different products or like I did a series of like exercise machines and stuff like the walking pad and the rebounder
Right.
and stuff. It's like when I do that kind of thing on the channel, I'm not saying that everyone needs all of these things.
Sure.
It's like, here's some options, because everybody might need something different or something different might
Yeah.
appeal to this person versus the other person. And so showing an array of options is great. So I'm super happy that I was able to do a review of the carnivore bar and share it and talk about it. And for the people that would be good for, hopefully they got that. And then, but then I share all kinds of other things. And I'm never meaning that everyone should go out and buy every single thing that I
Shared
ever
item.
know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a lot of great options out there, and we don't have to utilize every single one of them every day for it to be a great product. There you go.
It's super
Here's
valid.
my soapbox for the day.
Well, and it's nice to be like able to say, here is an item and it's useful for this application
Yes.
and that be the end of it because I know whenever I'm looking for recommendations on specific types of items like a category of item walking pad or something like that like you had reviewed I want to get a variety of perspectives
Mm,
because everybody notices something slightly different. So
right.
Misha shares carnivore bars on her channel and she has her perspective. And then you've shared that on your channel now. So we can have your perspective. And it kind of allows us to collate those ones that are similar and say, okay, that person didn't care for this thing and this person didn't care for that thing. I tend to lean more towards one of those.
Right.
So I'm going to be able to make a better informed decision.
Yeah. Well,
So
and the
I find that
reality is
helpful.
a lot of these products, I mean, they all cost money, first of all. Some of
Yeah.
them cost a lot of money. And so
Yeah.
before you spend all the money on it,
Dive in.
getting some perspectives from other people can really be helpful in deciding where, your money should be spent because I mean, not all of us have infinite money, unfortunately.
I know I
Some
don't.
people do apparently, but not me. So, hopefully that's helpful for people. But yeah, I do get
Yeah.
that some people will get the idea that I'm trying to sell everything to every person whenever I'm showing something, and I'm like, "No, that's not what I want to do. I'm just sharing what there is." And, being a influencer, which I don't love that term, but
I prefer content creator, to
there
be
you go.
honest.
Content creator. Companies will want to send me stuff like Carnivore Bar wanted to send me some bars. I'm like, okay, I'll try them. And so I enjoy that. I think that's fun. But then also I hope that it's helpful as well
Yeah.
to the people. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was going to be of help and provide value to my viewers.
Get some more buzzwords in there.
Yes. Risa says, thinking of trying to use the vanilla cream with root beer extract to make root beer keto chow since it doesn't exist anymore, and I only have one packet left. That's a good
That's a
idea.
great plan.
If you find a good root beer extract that gives you what you're looking for, let us know. I also have wanted to try like a Zevia root beer in
Uh-huh.
keto chow and try to make some kind of a keto chow with the root beer. Because I know that the two crazy ketos and Chris and Miriam did the butter beer with the butterscotch keto chow, and I think it was
Mhm.
yeah, was it stevia? I mean Zevia root beer.
Zevia? I wanna say it was probably if it does Zevia make an actual cream soda, or is it just creamy root beer?
They
I
have
don't know.
all of the above. They have a cream soda, a creamy root beer, and a ginger root beer. So I don't remember which one they used. I
Well,
don't
I
think
do know that they
it's
used a
not
Zevia
yeah, okay.
in
I
the mix.
honestly, any of them would taste good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do wanna try that. I just haven't done it yet. All the things
Mhm.
I haven't done.
Yeah.
Oh, Cindy is here. Hello.
Hi.
Um, Carl Keto Dog is here. Um, he says, "I liked the use of delicious, stylized, and go for it." I agree. I
Should we
agree.
make a poll? Should we create a poll in the chat to say, is "delicious" an appropriate term, or does it make you think that the speaker is less intelligent?
It makes me think the speaker is more fun.
That could be one of the 4 options, I suppose.
There you go. Um, Happy Little is here from North Carolina. Finally, got y'all live again. Yay!
Yay!
I keep clicking on things when I don't mean to, and that was the same thing I clicked on before. Dustin is here. Good morning slash afternoon.
Or
Uh,
good evening or good night, if we're
yeah,
gonna go all the way into the Truman Show.
there you go. Jennifer says the cost is just so restrictive with the carnivore bars. I want to try it, but between them and keto bar, I go flat broke. I agree. Like I
And
said, carnivore bars are really quality ingredients, which cost money. But
yeah.
as consumers, we also have to make our decisions about what's worth it or not. And purchasing the carnivore bars for me personally is not in my budget. It's just not. Yeah.
I have a garlic one in my pantry right now that I have yet to actually utilize.
Yeah.
And I find that I just don't think about that, to stuff it in my purse and take it with me wherever we go because, I feel like in the heat it's gonna melt
Yeah.
and in the cold it's gonna break a tooth. So
I think that
I
they're actually pretty good cold. I think
are
they're
they?
I haven't tried them frozen yet, but, right out of the fridge, I think they're the best consistency.
Yeah.
They're not like a hard break your tooth out of the fridge. It's more
Mhm.
like biting a brown butter bite or something that's
Okay.
out of the fridge. Yeah, they're very soft because 'cause they're very high tallow content. Jennifer says keto brick, not keto bar.
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, and keto bricks, now they are in the realm of expensive as well, not as expensive as the, keto or the carnivore bar,
Carnivore bars.
but the keto brick, the thing about them is each brick is 1,000 calories, so you have to keep that in mind as well. Like, there's never been a time that I have eaten an entire keto brick in one sitting. It's like, you slice off this is what I do, I slice off a little bit and I eat it kind of as a treat because again, they're very high fat also,
Mhm.
more high fat than my normal macros, and so if I'm
Sure.
eating it, I need to be eating it with something else that adjusts the macros a little bit. So,
Mhm.
it's like 1 bar will last me, I don't know, 4 or 5 different little
Sessions.
sessions, there you go, little desserts, and so it's a little bit more cost effective for me, and,
Sure.
Keto Brick has never sent me anything for free. All the keto bricks I have purchased myself, so if that means anything to anybody. I still do buy them, not often because like I said, I don't eat a high fat, but, they're just fun and yummy, and I think they're good
Yeah.
quality ingredients. I do like the whey protein versions way better than the pea protein. I will not order any
Yeah.
pea protein ones. I just don't like them enough to do it. Yeah.
Well, and that's something like, so having that knowledge, you could say, hey, the pea protein ones are not for me
Yeah.
because I don't care for this, this, and this. So a potential buyer of that product could say, wait a minute, I also don't like that and that. So maybe I'll steer clear of those and head for the whey version instead.
Yeah, and actually when I first started ordering Keto Brick, I forget which flavors I ordered, but I think I ordered all whey ones without really realizing that there were different kinds. And so I liked them, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll try some more flavors." So I went back and ordered other flavors, not realizing that they were the pea protein ones. And then when they
Oh,
came in, I was
goodness.
like, "Oh, this is different than what I
What
anticipated."
have I done?
And so hopefully, if I had watched more, taste test videos, maybe I would have known to look for that ahead of time and
Yeah.
only tried one of the pea protein ones, ordering one of every flavor. So, anyways, it's it's exciting. Not I mean, and they are fine, and I did use them up or I didn't use them all the way up, but I used a lot of them when I was dairy-free for, the first month with Jonathan, and so
Yeah.
I was able to utilize them, but
Yeah.
it's not something that I'm excited to spend money on. Uh, oh, yeah. Evelyn says you could have the vanilla keto chow as ice cream and then add Zevia and do like a root beer float. That would be delicious. That actually sounds really good for summer. Need to do that.
I really like orange cream and then just like straight up seltzer to
Okay.
make a creamed orange cream soda
Yeah.
float type situation.
Delicious.
That's top notch.
All right. We need to do this. So many good ideas. Oh, Miriam says, for sure, you don't need everything. You don't need everything, but I would say you do need keto chow. I'm I'm a bit
Yep.
biased because I do use keto chow every day. And, to be clear, they do send me keto chow for free, but I do also buy it as well. Yeah, because it's
Yep.
that good of a product. Yes. Oh,
Same
goodness.
here. And the
Yep.
salty.
And
Gotta have the salty for me.
okay, orange salty with seltzer water is my jam.
Sounds delightful,
That does
Janice.
sound delightful. So, I don't usually do the, electrolytes in seltzer, but I do enjoy the Element sparkling.
Yeah.
When you do the like, Element or salty in seltzer, do you do it a special way so it doesn't explode?
Well, I like to dissolve the packet in the bottom of my glass or whatever with a little bit of seltzer first,
Okay. Yeah,
dissolve it first and then add the rest of the seltzer
and it
and
doesn't
mix.
lose all its bubbleness.
No, not really.
Okay, good. That's
I
I
mean,
mean,
and you can also dissolve the stick pack in just like regular water if you wanted
oh,
to, and then add it. But I also tend to drink it from a glass rather than drinking it from like a bottle or a can. I could not imagine
oh, I
trying
did
to
that
add a
one
stick
time.
pack into like a can of just like plain seltzer water.
I did that one time, and I will never do it again. It was terrible.
Was
And
it worthy of a fail video?
like, there was only, like, half of it left after it exploded, and it was completely flat. It was so bad. But I need to figure out how to do this on a regular basis because Jeff steals all of my sparkling Element. I have to hide it or he will drink them all.
Well, I mean, there's just something about drinking those bubbles that feels so good. I love the spicy water.
Yeah, ice water is fantastic. Okay. Ellie is here from Nourishment Redacted. Hello. Sing It is late to the party. She's watching on a double speed and she'll catch us in real time.
We
So
got you, sing it.
people have already seen that we were thinking of her. Um, Evelyn says I made orange cream push pops. Felt like
Yes,
I did
that's
it again.
fantastic.
Yeah, Levi was asking for that again because we made that last summer. And we did do some popsicles, but he was like, they're not as good as the orange cream. He's like, we need to do orange cream again. The other thing the kids have been doing is just taking Zevia soda and freezing it into push pop molds, and they love it. And they
Is it
feel like little scientists. They think it's so fun to make it themselves. 'Cause
I mean,
they
I'm
were
not gonna lie. The reason I do a lot of homemade stuff, like, from scratch is just because I enjoy the process of, like, putting
oh,
ingredients together and causing a reaction.
yeah, just see what happens. Yeah, because they were, like, freezing stuff in cups and, like, doing all this different stuff, and then I was like, "Let's just order some." So we got some of those little push pop things that
Yeah.
great.
You gotta love it when you find a tool that is sustainable, reusable, that the kids actually enjoy using. You gotta love that.
Oh, yeah. Um, Ellie says, "I am making way too much food. It's lunchtime and I am hungry, making burgers, bacon, and salmon." Yes, now you got leftovers. You're meal prepping. Just call it meal prepping.
Present Ellie is doing future Ellie a huge solid.
Yes, as long as you like the leftovers.
For sure, for sure.
There was a great, Instagram post, that I reposted yesterday or the day before that was like, sad woman, something about is regretting meal prepping as she has 4 more lunches to suffer
So
through. I've definitely been there where I was like, "I don't wanna eat this again." It did not
right.
work out as I anticipated.
I find that for me, just making like just having the cooked protein in the fridge, not necessarily divided out into a specific type of food. Like having a a solid piece of cooked chicken, and then I can turn around and turn it into like shredded barbecue if I wanted, or chicken salad or whatever.
Yes.
That I love.
Yeah.
Pre-making everything into one designated unchangeable food.
Yes.
I'm less happy with those
Yeah,
those
I
scenarios.
actually just filmed a food prep video the other day, and I talked about exactly that, where it's like leftovers don't get eaten unless they're leftovers that you can make into something else.
Right. That's
Somehow it's like
so
magic.
true.
Like the
Yeah.
thing will sit in the fridge for 5 days and no one will even look at it, and then you make it into some other magical different thing, and all of a sudden
No.
they'll eat it. It's amazing.
They're excited about it. Well, I mean,
Sing It says it's hilarious you mentioned watching on double speed. Yep, yep. What were you gonna say?
sing it, you are our people. I was gonna say that we had cooked up, I guess it must have been last week. We did pizza for Friday night, family movie night kind of a thing. And I went ahead and cooked up 3 chicken breasts because I was gonna make barbecue ranch chicken pizza. I think that's the right word order. It doesn't matter. And I only wound up using one of those chicken breasts to, shred and put all over the whole thing. So I had these 2 chicken breasts left over, and then somebody else ate one as chicken salad, and then today I made the rest of it as like, "Oh, we're gonna have that for chicken salad, so let's just do that." So,
Yeah.
but also I had the ability to stop and say, "Do I want that thing?
Mhm.
Or do I chop it up and add a bunch of cumin and some taco seasonings on it and turn it
I
into
am
chicken tacos?"
I am very much I have to think about what I want to eat before I eat.
Mm.
So it's like, if I've already made it with all those spices, I'm like, "Well, that's not what I want." But if I have, like, clean slate chicken, then I can think, "Well, how do I want this chicken? Do I want it as a chicken salad? Do I want it as taco meat?" It's like
Yep.
because that's why I think meal prepping or meal planning even has never worked for me because they'll be like, "On the menu is tacos tonight." And I'm like, "Well, I don't feel like tacos tonight. I feel like pizza tonight?" And so I'm
Yep.
like, "I can't do it." And so I'm always switching it around. And so
Yep.
the only way that meal planning has ever worked out okay for me is if I just make a list of things that I have ingredients to make.
Available.
And so
Mhm.
then any given night I can be like, "Well, which one do I feel like tonight?" And then that works out a little bit better for me. But still,
Yeah.
I've never been a meal planning person.
I think we've talked about this in the past, but I am in the same camp as you are, and I am trying to be better because I know this coming fall, our lives are going to be significantly more um, like consumed with schoolwork and just adding on new layers of lesson work and things of that nature, plus activities, plus 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 plus. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I need to practice just like at least writing down four different things that I could make
Yeah.
for the week because we are a family that enjoys leftovers. Like we don't have a problem with cleaning out the fridge.
Yeah.
It's more or less a matter of like, did past Lindsay actually cook enough to make it for a whole nother meal?
Yeah.
And so that, but I got to get back on the path of like, okay, we're going to have this, these four items for dinner available. And then this week, maybe we've got like these options available for some lunch. And then we can at least like say, do you feel like this or that? And we can move forward. But just trying to scramble at 3 o'clock every day. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. It's
Yeah.
not fun. It's not fun at all. But that's
Yeah.
also how my brain works. Like, I don't know what I want. And apparently, as a modern day American, I'm allowed to always give in to whatever I want
I
rather than
know.
just saying discipline matters. But we're
Yeah.
we're trying to get to a place where there's, some equilibrium.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a good exercise for me to discipline myself to stay on a meal plan, but I don't want to. So I'm not doing it.
Right. That is one
Uh,
area where we solidly twin.
yeah, I have been trying since we got home from our vacation
Yeah.
and the fridge was completely cleared out, it was like a clean slate. I have worked really hard to not overfill the fridge, and I need to keep working on
Rein
that.
it back in.
Um, and then also working hard to use up what's there and not like be consistent with cleaning out the fridge at least once a week because
Yeah.
just forget stuff is there. Like I do.
Yep.
And and it's just like, "Oh, we would have eaten this if I had realized it was there."
Well, and it's difficult whenever you have generalized locations where things exist inside the fridge and everybody's aware of it, but then, somebody pulls something, shuffles it around, and then that thing might be in its similar zone, but it's not like
Right.
easily accessible anymore because somebody else,
Yes.
played ring around the food bins.
Yes.
And it's hard to stay on top of it and keep doing that task repetitively
Yeah.
when your brain is like, I completed that. I checked it off. I don't need to do that anymore. But the
Yeah.
reality is that's perpetual and you can't
You never
check
can.
it off.
Never stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of that, checking things off, there were actually 2 apps that I wanted to tell everybody about that I found
Oh,
in the last few weeks that are changing my life. Um, the first one is well, I've been wanting some kind of a cleaning checklist type app.
okay. Hmm.
And, I've done the Fly Lady program before, which is a great program, but their app is horrible. Uh,
Okay. I
yeah,
find
I
a lot of
tried.
their graphics to be less than like magnetic for me.
Right, and I was like, I can overlook that if, the system because I just need something to tell me what to do every day. Like, there's plenty of, like, checklist apps where you go in and schedule everything and try to figure
Sure.
it out. But I just want something to give me a job every day, and it's like, you just come in, you check it off. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I found an app called Sweepy, and it's
Okay,
very cute.
we're all looking up Sweepy now. That's
It's
what we're
very
doing as a
cute,
group.
and I'm on Android. I haven't looked to see if it's available on, iOS, but, if you have Android, at least it's there, and it's very
Sweepy.
cute. It's a little cartoony, but basically what you do is you create a room, that's it. You go in and add a room, so it's like I add kitchen and they have some suggestions of different, chores to add for it, and then so basically but you can add your own custom ones, and
Sure.
you just say, I want to do this once a week. I want to do this one once every 2 months. I want to do this one every 2 weeks. I want to do, and so you just go in and do all of that. Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing is you can get all of the people in your household on it, and then they submit their work, and there's like like a approval, like you have to approve their work. It's really actually pretty cool. Uh, so anyways, you just go in and you say, I want this job to be done this often, this job to be done this often, and you do that for every room of the house. And then you go into the schedule and it says, create the schedule, and it will just tell you 1 or 2 jobs to do every day, and you just do it. I don't have to go into a calendar and be like, okay, I want to do this one every Monday. I want to do this. It just
Yeah.
figures it out for you
Yeah.
based on how often you want the job to get done. And
Yeah.
revolutionarizing my life.
You know what? Okay, that's amazing. What's the second app that you
Okay. I will say,
would like
first
to
of all, there
share?
is a free version of the Sweepy and then a paid version. I did go ahead and get the paid version because that's what allows you to schedule. There was something about it but it was only $15 a year.
Oh,
So I was like, that's worth it. It's not a $15 a month type thing like that. I'm not going to do.
yeah.
So anyways, it felt like it was pretty cheap for what they offered, but then they also offer a lot for free as well. Okay,
But you bought it, therefore you're more invested in actually using it.
that's it. Yep. So it checks all of the boxes for me. And then they have like cutesy little things where it's like when you do your chores, you earn little coins and then you can decorate this virtual little cartoon house, which I'm not really doing, but it's
You
whatever.
just got to get the kids involved. Kids,
Oh,
earn your
they
coins.
would do that. They would do that. Yeah. So anyways, I feel like if I had maybe when I have a house full of teenagers and they all have their
Yeah,
own phone, that would be
sure.
a really good option for that. Right now, they don't have that and
Yeah,
it would be too much. But it would be pretty cool. It's like for a roommate situation or shared housing situation. I think it's a really great option. Okay, so
yeah.
that's my cleaning house revolutionary app. The other one is a cycle tracking app.
Okay.
So like female cycle, sorry, boys. Um, it is called Stardust and it is free and it is fantastic. They do have a paid upgrade that gives you more, but I didn't do that because I got everything I wanted from the free version. That's it. That's it. It is
Okay.
fantastic. It tells you exactly what, phase, because I wanted to get better at knowing what phase I was in and all the different things. And it tells you like your different hormone levels
Sure.
for the different times of the cycle.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is mine.
Mhm.
And down here it's got like it's wanting to
It kind of gives you a
do you see like the ups and downs of the different colors
yeah,
here? Those are different hormones.
points. Mhm.
They're different hormones, and you can see they list them out over here. At least they used to. Yeah, when I move it, you can see the names of the different hormones and the different colors. So it's like
Yeah.
you can see what's high and what's low at different times. Um,
Mhm.
anyways, it's beautiful, it's very helpful, and then also it's freaking hilarious. Like
Oh.
um every day they give you some kind of a little today's wasn't
Quip.
as funny as some of them, but they're so funny. Like you have to just get it. When your period's coming, it's like I don't want to say it all, but it's really funny. So it makes me
Do you
happy.
not want to say it because you feel like you'll misrepeat it to where it like isn't as funny and then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, that wasn't funny at all. Lame."
Well, there's that, but then it's also a little bit crude.
Oh,
when
okay.
when your period is due, it was like,
Check.
and it seems like it's changed every month. Like it's not just the same little things each time. But it was
So
like
it's trying to entertain you throughout the
I feel
process
like
of
I'm
your
not going to
hormones
do it justice
fluctuating.
to make it as funny as it was. So you just have to experience it every day. It's hilarious. So
You might We might want to check on those comments there.
Okay, okay. Yes, it actually does have a significant other warning. It's called partner mode,
Oh my
and it
word.
sends messages to your partner about what you're dealing with in your hormones. Yeah, I haven't invited Jeff
So
to
that
that
they can completely dismiss whatever you're thinking or feeling.
based on the well, let me check if what you're saying has any value at
Does
all.
this ring true? We're on day 27.
Uh,
The answer is no, it does not.
yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's been fantastic. So, when I started working with Jonathan, it was really helpful, because he has me go in and write each day what day of my cycle I'm on. So, I started having, like, a better idea of where I'm at every day, like,
Sure.
beforehand, because usually it'd be like, something would happen or I'd have certain feelings and then I'd be like, "Oh, I'm on whatever day. That must be
Look
why."
back and say, logic.
You can look back. But then when every day I'm writing it in, I'm like, "Oh, I'm on this day of my cycle. I know that probably means XYZ." So I was already
Sure.
getting an idea of where I was at doing that. But then the Stardust app, they tell you you're in the luteal phase or you're in the follicular phase or whatever. And so it's just more insight into what's going on. And they'll say, your estrogen's probably doing this. So it's going to make you maybe feel like this, and it's just really helpful to have that in your head ahead of time
Sure.
before you have all the feelings and all the things happen, the
Yeah.
cascade things happen. So anyways, definitely recommend that. Like I said, there's more that they have available for the paid version, but it didn't even look
You
interesting.
found
It
it's
gives
sufficient
me
with
everything
the
I want with the free version, and there's not even any ads that I've seen.
really?
Yeah,
That's nice.
this is amazing. Yeah. Okay.
I, for one, have found that the calendar app on my phone, just your native calendar app, like
Yes.
I'm attempting to be much more diligent at using that and actually inviting Jared like into whatever events so that they show up on his calendar too.
Ah,
I'm finding that to be like I'm trying to build that routine or that habit into my experience so that when
yes.
I mentally check off like, oh, I'm sure I told him that and I don't know for sure, at least he
Yeah.
has gotten some form of communication.
Yeah.
So trying to be a little bit better.
Yeah. It's always a challenge. It's a journey. Uh, Evelyn says I melt keto brick down into 12 silicone molds and add nuts or flavorings to make them a bite-sized candy bar. That's
It's a
amazing.
delicious idea.
Yep. Cindy does not like any keto bricks, and that
Aha.
okay. One brick would last a lifetime. My husband likes them. Yeah, everyone likes different things, and that is just okay. Um, Marie says, I didn't realize they had pea protein ones either. The previous cookies and oh, was that a pea protein one? I still ate them because I paid for them same, but it took me 6 hours to eat the brick. Yeah, I would never eat one in one sitting. Oh man, that would be so hard. But yeah, I'm definitely the kind of person where I'm gonna have to eat this. Like I need to eat this because I paid for it. Sometimes it's painful, but you learn your lesson, hopefully. Okay. Ellie's question for us is how long have we known each other and how did we meet?
That's a good question because I
Good.
don't know that we officially know the
The exact
origin
moment.
story of Neely and Lindsay becoming friends.
Yeah.
It was definitely when I was still living in Wisconsin. So it's been it's we're on the closer side, we're pushing closer towards a decade rather than not.
Amazing. Wow.
I mean, Lauren was born, I feel
I
like.
remember your pregnancy, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
because
So
I was watching your videos. So you were a commenter on my channel before
that's
you
right.
started your channel.
That's
And
right.
you were just one of those amazing YouTube commenters that commented on all my videos. And then at one point you were like, "Hey, I started a channel." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I went and I subscribed. And I remember your pregnancy, I think.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
right
yeah, I
when you were
started my channel exactly 7 years ago
mm,
in this month,
wow.
and, I first started by sharing, like, what we were doing for homeschool curriculum because that was the season when YouTube stopped doing video responses, and so in order like,
Oh, right.
I was really excited about, like, homeschooling at the time. I'm still excited about it. I've just kinda
Yeah, I'm over it.
settled in. Just gotten we're on cruise control a little bit with my excitement levels
It's
now.
not new anymore.
But so I would see all these people using similar curriculum to me or the same stuff as I was using, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm," and I would write, I was an oversharer in the comments. And
That's why you
finally,
had to start your own channel.
that's why I was just I'm so excited about this. And at the time, I was pregnant with Lauren, and so I was still attempting like my health quest started off with trim healthy. Well, it started years before that, but really buckling down on actual food consumption.
Mhm.
Started with a little bit of trim healthy mama action and then instantly became keto, but I didn't realize it. And then whenever I got pregnant with Lauren, I tried to incorporate some of those trim healthy mama principles because I was just trying to get away from sugar again, but I was also fearful of losing milk supply once she
Right.
was born. So I shared some stuff like that on there. Yeah, but I think she was actually born when we finally started like chatting.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's been
and
a while, but it's all through YouTube.
just
All through
yeah,
YouTube, which,
using the tubes.
YouTube is a beautiful thing sometimes. I mean, there's a dark side to it, but there's some really
Sure.
good stuff about it as well. It is what
Yeah.
you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we finally met in person at KetoCon just a year and a half ago.
That's right.
That's the first time we actually met in person, so that wasn't even that
Yep.
long ago, but we had
Mm-mm.
already been doing, our weekly coffee chats and talking
Yeah.
on Marco Polo all the time, so, you know, what's in person anyway?
Right. Well,
No, it
and
is
it's
important. It is funny how it's different, but with
yeah,
technology, you really can have a really deep relationship without ever meeting in person,
that's
which is
so
great,
true.
but then meeting in person is its own unique special thing
Entity,
that is
definitely.
important as well, so there you go. That's it. Um, Evelyn says, "After today, I can only catch 2 more of your Wednesday lives. We go back to
Oh,
school on the 14th of August. Do you both homeschool?" Yes. Yes, we do. We do. All of our little homeschool kids.
I know my big kid is pretty excited about starting biology this year. We get
Oh,
to
really?
dissect stuff and take it apart and check it all out.
Yeah. Well, that's
Did
good.
y'all do very much dissection?
We only did dissection well, growing up, I don't remember a lot. There was well, I don't remember a lot about growing up, period. But I
Another
feel like
twinning moment.
we did some, but then, with my kids, Autumn did a fair amount of dissecting when she was in classical conversations,
Oh,
and so I
sure.
wasn't even involved much in that, so I don't have a lot of experience with biology. It would be a good thing for us to jump into and do more of.
I feel like y'all probably have a solid opportunity whenever it's time to harvest stuff.
Yeah, we'll just do it. I mean, I guess we've already done some of that.
There you go.
We'll
We
just
don't
call that school.
yeah, yeah.
Like school. Jen says, "I added a stick of salty to a can of Diet Coke. It did not explode, but tasted awful." Yeah. I mean, just enjoy your Diet Coke and enjoy your salty separate, and they'll both be delicious, I'm sure.
I
Together,
mean,
no.
it sounded like a good idea at first.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone, but
Um, let's see. Any more questions? Let's see. We're at 50 minutes, so we're getting close. Me and Don, I want to make sure we get any Burning questions. Okay. Chris has a consistent method to make carbonated salty. Use a
Sounds
soda
good.
stream bottle, carbonate cold water, tear open a salty, and get the lid ready. Dump the salty into the water. Next, the salty won't dissolve immediately. It will float for a few seconds. You need to close the lid on the bottle while the powder is floating. Do it quickly. Gently mix the salty into the water. I wonder if that would work with a bottle of just already made seltzer water.
Regular seltzer.
I don't have a soda stream.
I don't have one
I
either.
just put the lid back on real quick.
Yeah. Based on just like like the visuals that I see, the SodaStream bottles appear to have a fairly reasonable sized mouth
Yes.
to drink from,
Yes.
whereas seltzer bottles are very, very narrow. So you would have to be rather skilled at your pouring abilities and getting that lid popped back on there
Yeah.
expeditiously. But
Okay, there were more
we're all
steps.
for trying.
It will foam up when you open the bottle. For best results, stick it back in the fridge for an hour or so. It'll foam up less. That is
Excellent.
so detailed and so amazing.
We love it. Thank you, Chris.
Yes. Okay. Janice says, I put my salty in the bottom of my Stanley over ice and slowly add seltzer over it. Okay. That's a good idea. I might have to try that. Reese has got to go. Watch the rest of the live on replay. Ellie says, I get the same staples every week: eggs, ground beef, roast, chicken thighs, cheese, butter, and make it work. Yep.
Sounds like a great list.
It's nice when it's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This is Chris's cleaning checklist. We can all just adopt this. Tell the kids to do it. Kids don't do it. Do it yourself in frustration. Yep. Been there.
That's a solid plan.
I think that's every parent's checklist, cleaning checklist.
And if it's not the one you wrote, that's the one you got.
Yeah. Evelyn wants to know if the app will do the cleaning for you. I think that's what you have to pay for the upgrade. That's a pretty big upgrade feature.
I think that upgrade might be in beta testing.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Let's see. Miriam was like, hey, are you even listening to me? And I just had to think, that's a weird way to start a conversation. I don't know how Miriam puts up with this. Carl says, I've been married long enough that I don't need partner mode.
I mean, it's a fair point.
Yep. Yeah. My husband, he tries to, keep it in his mind when things are supposed to happen, and he does a fairly good job.
I feel like he
Jared
deserves a Ninja Creamy for that.
Jared wants to know if they can get some man topics. I mean, you can
As soon as I become a man.
You can start a live stream anytime you want, Jared. Jeff will even join you, maybe Chris as well.
I mean, it could be the three amigos.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of three amigos, we have 3 goats. 2 of them are twins, and one of them is the half brother of those twins. And so they all look similar. They're all the same breed. And we call them the 3 amigots.
I love it.
Yeah. Makes me happy. Anyways, where were we going with this?
It'd be super cute to, make a little wooden sign to put over top of their pin.
Yeah. Oh, they're so funny. Yep. Chris was there the day we met.
Jared and Jeff were there too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Lynette was there and Miriam was there.
Yeah. It was 2 crazy ketos were there.
Great. It was a fun night. That was such a good night.
It was a great
night. Such fun memories. That was great. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, we started talking about dissections. That's a man topic, right?
Sure. It's closely associated with butchery.
Tree.
I don't know how you would, what do you call the field of work in which one butchers animals? It's not husbandry because
No?
that's taking care of them.
Different. Um, Sing It says, "I just found out oversharing was a thing." Doesn't everyone give their all?
All
Uh,
gave some, but some gave all.
I think I think the live stream has descended into insanity, which is
Shenanigans.
good. Um, Ellie says, "I made some best friends on YouTube too, Nia, and I literally talk every day. Also
Oh,
super close with Christy and Adrian, the lionesses. Yes, it's such a blessing. I agree. It's great.
totally agree.
And especially for the season of life where we have little kids, it is so hard to have mom friends when they don't live next door. Like, I would love it. If Lindsay lived next door, man, that would be great.
I have a feeling that if there was a Barrett Murphy like not compound, but you know,
Yeah, like
but
next to each other compounds.
that's right. That's right. All of the Murphys would be satisfied with life. And my hope is that the Barretts would all be
Oh,
satisfied too.
same, same. Yeah, it would be fantastic. But I'm just yeah, it's just hard to have like when you have to coordinate getting together with other moms. It's so much work to manage children, and it's taking up other time that we need to do stuff at home, especially when you're a homeschool mom.
Yeah.
Having online friends really has been a blessing. Like just having the YouTube channel
Yeah.
during all of those years of having newborns where you're just stuck in the house with your kids, it really has been a huge thing for me and super valuable. Now, the struggle is to not get consumed so much by the YouTube and the online stuff that you ignore the real life, the people next to you. Don't ignore your neighbors. So there is a balance there, but I do think that there's an amazing place for online friendships and the community that you can build through the internet. Crazy. Um, let's see. Question from Sing It. That was her question last week. Do you gals keep stocked with school supplies or back to school shop in July and August?
I just buy my curriculum all in one lump go, usually in June-ish.
Mm,
And then when it comes to school supplies, like sometimes I'll buy like a couple of things here and there that we might need for the upcoming like start of school, but generally speaking, I don't have like a full-on list that I need. So if the girls are like, "Hey, we are out of, paper," I'll be like, "All right, well, we'll go buy some paper."
yeah. It's on
We
the list.
typically don't, yeah, we don't really run out of a lot of things because we just kind of pick up little things here and there.
Yeah.
So it's not an overwhelming experience.
Yeah. So it's the same with us where I'll try to take advantage of sales that come up at back to school time, but I'm typically not like just doing a big stock up for the whole year.
Yeah.
And then we're also really loosey goosey with the curriculum. I don't even buy it all. I'm not as um, on top of it as Lindsay is. We just, well, our schedule is really
Fluid.
busy, throughout the year, but then we continue to do school through the summer. But it's
Sure.
just it's just not structured. It's like whenever there's a day where we're not going out and doing something else, we're doing school. So we work through our books, and when a kid finishes a specific book, then I'm like, okay, we'll get the next one. And I worried in the past, like, oh, they're gonna get behind. And every time I'm like, okay, what should they be in? I'm like, oh yeah, they're actually already beyond what they should be in because we just go until they finish it and then we get the next one and it's worked out. So there's no like hard stop and hard start to school. It's just a all the year thing. And when we're more busy with trips or activities, we do less school. When we're home more, we do more school. And it somehow works out.
Balances.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. All right. Yeah, Lynette says that sounds like her cleaning checklist and that probably the Chris Bear teenage
Methodology.
checklist. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he would be down for that. Dude talk with Jeff.
I feel like I've already got like some theme song action starting to formulate in the brain,
It already is out there in the
in the ether.
there you go. Yeah, it needs to happen. I don't think it will though, because he's very much like, it has to be perfect before I start.
You
And I'm
know,
like,
I
let's just start a YouTube channel.
it's another area in which we twin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jared and Jeff twin.
Yeah.
Get all the ducks in a row and then let's execute.
He does really amazing things. Like, there's so many things he does and they're amazing because he gets them figured out and does them perfectly. It's just he can't do all the things because there's not enough time to do everything perfectly. And so
It's
the
valid.
YouTube channel has not been something that he's been able to make happen yet. Maybe when all the kids are out of the house.
Eh.
Yes. Oh, Jackie, she says, I taught a biology class with frog dissection at a homeschool co-op. So Jackie and I were part of the same homeschool co-op for a few years, and it may have been after we left. I think it probably was. I remember there was a class where we did like the owl pellet dissection. We've done that many times, but that's not quite the same thing.
Hey,
But
but it's
yeah,
still
that was
fun to put together those little rodents, see where their bones are, and try to
yeah.
reline them up.
Yeah. Well, and so with homeschooling, that's the great thing about co-ops is doing things like dissection and owl pellets and stuff where, you can do it at home, but it's a lot better if one person like figures it all out and
Directs it.
everybody comes and does it. That's one thing that I do miss about being part of a co-op like that.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's see.
I did see a question regarding,
Miriam always complained that she needed adult interactions. Apparently, I did not qualify. Yeah.
is there any confusion about this?
Yes. Was that a question?
Observation?
Yeah.
A little bit earlier, there was a question regarding inulin
Oh, there it
from
is.
Lisa Rich.
Yes. Here it is. Do you think you could use inulin instead of sugar in making regular bread? Would it be an equal switch? Yeah, it says insulin, but I'm assuming you mean inulin. You probably
That
wouldn't
was
want to
sort
use
of,
insulin. Inulin is a fiber, and as far as I know, it will feed yeast. Certain other sugars or sugar substitutes like allulose, they don't feed yeast, so you can't use them. But inulin is one that I've heard that does. I haven't had a lot of experience using it, but that is what I've heard.
I would suggest maybe taking a quarter cup of like warm water that you would activate yeast in, and then, like maybe like a quarter teaspoon of yeast and maybe a quarter teaspoon or a half teaspoon of your inulin, and let them kind of do their thing and see if it bubbles up the way it would if you were using regular sugar,
Yeah.
just to sort of do your own test, because, then you kind of have a little bit more hands-on experiential knowledge in that respect, because it's kind of hard to know explicitly if it's going to do the thing you want it to do. But
Yeah.
it's a good question.
But it should, if everything is working as it is supposed to.
Indeed.
All right. We should hop off here, but real quick, let's read this from Lynette. Funny story. My son freaked out about having to dissect a frog in biology class. He came home that night, 2 frog legs for dinner. Oh no. That is very bad timing.
I have a question to follow up, Lynette. Did you know frog dissection was happening that day
Like,
and
this will be fun.
choose the frog legs for dinner on purpose? Or was that just a coincidental situation?
Oh, goodness. It's devastating.
Oh, man.
Well, Jen just did 30 minutes on her elliptical.
We love that.
That's amazing. All right.
Chris, come on, man. That's because that's exactly what my process would be. My process would be like, I'm going to ask the question on the internet, but really what's going to solidify it in my brain is if I just try.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And we can't know everything. I mean, we're just homeschool moms. That's what homeschooling is. Like
Try it and find out.
kids will ask questions that we don't have the answers to, so we figure out how to figure it out.
That is definitely the value there. Oh, Lynette.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Your precious
Okay.
baby angel has been scarred for life.
Yeah.
If you wonder at what point did the tides turn and he pivoted into needing some therapy, it's, well, mom made frog legs the same day that I had to dissect a frog.
All right. Well, on that note,
We love you, Lynette. That's fantastic. We're going to give that one of these.
yeah. All the hearts. All right.
All the hearts.
Well, we will be back next week. Same time, same place.
That's
Thanks
the plan.
everyone for joining us. And have